Hey nail tech cadets, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to discuss nail enhancement removal. So to do this safely, the first thing we need to do is we need to cut off the tips of our nail enhancement. That is going to make the removal process a lot easier for us. Then it's also super duper important, and it's going to save you so much time and frustration. You need to break the seal on your top coat in order for your acetone to be able to penetrate the nail enhancement for removal. So that's what I'm doing now with my e-file. Okay, I have a ceramic carbide bit that I'm using. I'm just going to cut down on some bulk here. That way, when I soak my nails in acetone, it's got less to remove. But you got to be incredibly careful. Say I only had gel polish on. You want to be very gentle and careful. You definitely do not want to be using a carbide bit if you're only working on a gel polish enhancement. Only use carbide if you're trying to take down bulk off acrylic or gel. Okay, so now I'm just breaking the seal on that top coat. So quite often I see a lot of clients or just people in general online trying to take off their nail enhancements just with crazy different ideas. I've seen people use like tooth floss and they get it in between their natural nail and the nail enhancement, and they kind of use the tooth floss as kind of like not a file but kind of like a saw, and then they'll use like a sawing motion to file in between in order to release the nail enhancement from their natural nail. You shouldn't do that, along with just peeling off the nail enhancement. When you're peeling off your nail enhancement like that, you're also peeling off layers of your natural nail, and that is incredibly damaging. So if you do it this way, it is a lot safer, and this is the proper method to remove nail enhancements of any kind. So gel polish, but like I said, I would not be using a carbide bit to remove gel. You could use a medium grit sanding band or a hand file to break that seal on your gel polish top coat. But if you're working on acrylic or gel, builder gel, you can use a carbide bit just to take down the bulk. But remember, you do not want to get too close to that natural nail. Next, we're going to go in, now that we've broken the seal on our top coat, we're going to go in with some acetone, some cotton balls, and a little bit of foil. So we're going to dip our cotton ball into the acetone. Then we're going to place the cotton ball on our nail. Then we're going to wrap it in the foil. And we're going to do that with all 10 nails, depending on. So if your client has lost, maybe they came back and they're only missing, I don't know, 3 nails. Well, that's okay, but the 3 nails you probably won't have to soak, depending on how much of the nail enhancement is left on those nails. Okay, so for example, if you look closely, my pinky nail did not have a nail enhancement left on it. So that one I'm not going to soak, or that one I didn't file with my e-file. So then you're going to let your client's nails sit for about 10 minutes. And as you can see, I had gloves on. So the reason why I had gloves on is because when you use a little bit of heat, it helps the acetone work better, so it speeds up the process a little bit. Now, the only heat that I would ever apply to any kind of nail enhancement while I'm doing a removal is just the natural body heat from the hands being in the gloves, okay? You do not want to heat acetone at all, because it is incredibly flammable. It's got a very low flash point, and it can be explosive. So you have to be incredibly careful when you're working with acetone. So now you're just going to remove all your foils. The thing is to remove your foils one at a time, because once that acetone is exposed to the air, it's going to dry right up. So then basically what's going to happen is your nail enhancement is just going to reharden on the nail. So once you remove that foil, just gently scrape away, and I mean very, very gently. Just try to gently scrape off what you can. You should have, it should be fairly goopy, and you should just be able to very easily scrape it off. If you need to, you can always go back in with more acetone, put another cotton ball on the nail, and wrap it in foil and let it soak a little bit longer, and then come back to it. You never ever want to try to force that nail enhancement off of that natural nail, because you will be causing damage. So a couple of these guys need to be soaked a little bit longer, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna soak the I'm just gonna soak the cotton ball in some acetone, and then I'm just gonna reapply them on the nails that are being stubborn and do not want to release that nail enhancement. You can also go in with your file, gently, of course, as always, and just, you can always buff off as well, either with a hand file, with a fairly high grit, okay? Because you just want to buff them out. You don't want to be filing them like crazy. You just want to buff them to get off the remainder of that nail enhancement, and then to leave them nice and shiny, healthy looking. And then once you have them all buffed out and they look good, you've got the enhancement removed, you can go in, make sure you apply some cuticle oil to each nail and rub it in. Do not forget to apply that moisturizer lotion, okay? And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to learn more, you can always follow me on Facebook at Claws for Applause Nail Academy. Or if you'd like to become a certified nail technician, please visit my website at www.cfanailacademy.ca and check out my certified nail technician course. You can also watch my videos on YouTube. All you have to do is search Claws for Applause Nail Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you never miss a video. Bye!